Nyesom Wike, the former governor of Rivers State, current minister of FCT, have finally been asked to extradited to America to go and face this laundering allegation that Sowore have brought before Nigerians, and yes, their petitions. Nyesom Wike. Now I'll allow you people to watch this video. Take your time and watch this video. Make sure you watch this video, share this video, and subscribe to this channel.
As the fuse between popular Nigerian human rights and political activists Omoyele Sowore and the Honorable Minister of FCT, Honorable Nyesom Wike, continues to get intensified by the day. Based on the trajectory with which Sowore is trending on this very case, it is becoming very worrisome that along the line that Honorable Nyesom Wike, the current FCT minister, may just have a case to answer, either locally or internationally. This very submission is based on the current evidence that Sowore has actually presented so far on the internet space, and going further to petition the Attorney General of the state of Florida against Nyesom Wike, alleging money laundering, squandermania of public fund, and other associated, crimes, as was alleged by that very petition that was made by Sowore to the Attorney General of the state of Florida. Do not also forget that a very popular digital forensic expert in the UK, one Mr. Henry, also petitioned the Attorney General of the state of Florida on the same cause of alleged money laundering, demanding the Attorney General of the state of Florida to launch an investigation into the person of Honorable Nyesom Wike. In that petition, it was stated clearly that Nyesom Wike owns 3 different properties in the United States of America, as was exposed by Sowore, and these 3 different properties have been traced down to Winter Springs in the state of Florida. And for those of you who may begin to think that this is actually a joke, I will advise you not to be in a hurry to forget the case of James Ibori. It was in the year 2005 when the Metropolitan Police in the UK launched an investigation into the man James Ibori after a purchase order to acquire a private jet was discovered. Thereafter, the United Kingdom Metropolitan Police collaborated with Nigeria EFCC, and from the year 2007, freezing of Mr. Ibori's asset started. At some point, Ibori also tried to bribe the Nigerian EFCC as well as those who were into the investigative journalism of that very case with a whooping sum of $15 million, but it was denied. There was a whistleblower who also alerted both Nigeria security agencies as well as the United Kingdom Metropolitan Police, just the same thing that Sowore is currently doing. Meanwhile, Sowore at some point in his political career also talked about James Ibori, highlighting some of the corrupt practices associated with the ex-governor. Make una listen to Sowore.
James Ibori, he used to be a cashier at Wike's in London and had been involved in petty stealing, but somehow he was able to forge a new passport and went back to Nigeria and found himself politically empowered after he left London. Finding himself in power, a thief never stops stealing. They just graduate. He looted the economy of the state, one of Nigeria's richest oil states known as Delta State. And with that, he was able to go back to the same London and buy pricey properties. He bought luxurious cars, even bought a private jet. The jet delivered by 2 weeks late because he wanted iPod jacks installed on every seat. That's how thieves are. Before he could get this Bombardier jet delivered to him, the asset had been frozen by a London court. In the UK, sentenced 13 years to jail because of efforts of citizen reporters like us. How did that happen? It was because a Nigerian citizen who worked with us went to his garage in London and found a Bentley sitting down there, never having been driven, took a picture of it, and that gave the whole country the connection between the corruption that has been ravaging and bringing poverty to them and what Mr. Ibori did.
Whether you like it or not, there is no smoke without a fire. Yes, Sowore has brought out all of this information. The 3 properties we are talking about that is allegedly owned by Nyesom Wike, they run into millions of dollars. And very smartly, in a very smart move rather, in the year 2023, these properties were quickly changed. Ownership of these properties were changed to the names of the wife of Nyesom Wike and his 3 kids, Mr. Jordan, Joaquin, and Jasmine, using what they call the quit-claim deed, which is a legal document that allows you to transfer ownership or interest in a property from a guarantor to a guarantee. In this case, the guarantees in this case are Nyesom Wike's wife and the 3 children. Little wonder when Shehu on Channels Television was asking Honorable Nyesom Wike about these alleged properties in the state of Florida. His responses and defense to that very case wasn't very profound and very smart. And that has compelled many Nigerians to begin to say that indeed there are possibilities that truly these properties were illegitimately acquired. Make on watch that video.
When they pay bribe to people like Sowore, let anybody show me where I bought a house. What happening millions? That's an awful lot of property there. It's not property. It's not correct. That's a Sowore. Look, it's not correct. Why they put this? Oh, this house.
But is the house not in the name of your wife and children?
What is my business?
You don't know what your wife and children own?
I never bought any house. Any house.
$1 million worth of property.
It's not when I take a decision to do something. If I have to divert attention, you go and say, oh, yes, I will do this.
Well, you must not forget that every assertion and every analysis on this video is not born out of any personal interest, but born out of the information readily available on the internet space. It is quite unfortunate that we live in a country which I have always maintained many a times on this channel, that we live in a country where rascality thrives. Yes. When you become a governor or when you become a senator, if Nigeria would be decisive and sincere enough, time is of essence for us to begin to ask pertinent questions. How much is the salary of a governor? How much is the salary of a senator that these people goes around acquiring mansions all over the world, both locally and internationally? There is no clear indication of what that step, means. It is simply an act of squandermania, squandering the state fund in order to become rich, enrich their families and their friends and their well-wishers. That is what we have seen over time in this country, Nigeria, and people are not talking about that. It is quite pathetic. Unfortunately, the case of Nyesom Wike has gained international attention. Sowore has taken it to the international spotlight. And according to the publication by Sowore, that they are making steps now to obtain arrest warrant to extradite Nyesom Wike for proper prosecution. Whether that is going to happen now or later, we do not know. But one thing you must not take for granted is that the steps that Sowore and his team has taken so far involves a lot. And this could be one of the reasons why public opinion are saying that Nyesom Wike suddenly pulled out of the delegation that was supposed to travel with the Vice President Kashim Shettima to United States of America for United Nations General Assembly that was slated to take place in New York. Tinubu dropped out and Nyesom Wike also dropped out.
Dear brothers and sisters, yes, I am in charge here today, but you are running a constitutional democracy. I will appeal to you to summon the governors. Summon them, call them up. I'm doing my best to improve the revenue of the country and giving them their due. But they must equally be sympathetic to the populace, and they must consider the need of the local people. People reside in the local government. People are in the local community. That is where they reside. That is where they feed. That is where they garden. That is where they cook. That's where they farm. If the local government are not free, and the leaders don't hang on to the number, we have 774 local government. It's just a number. Is it effective? Is it reaching the real people? Who is being held accountable for this money? Maybe we should look and recalibrate one version that was good 4 years ago might not be good today. And when we want the votes, we go to the locals. When we get the votes, we move to Abuja. I think we have to collectively join hands. I need for you to get us a committee of people that can really embark on the campaign for our value to change. Our brothers and sisters, it is disheartening watching the TV and see the number of people in IDPs. No sincere leader in this country will be happy seeing that. We have to pull together to rescue Nigeria from banditry. Yes, we know we are making progress, but we want to eliminate that one completely. If food security cannot be achieved without putting in place the needed security, and we must work on that together. For example, there's a big economy that is being a problem to Nigeria. The livestock and animal husbandry. Ordinary dairy farm can grow an economy. Not to talk of yogurt and many other things that can come from animal. Talk to the governors. Let them make lands available. Talk to others to collaborate with, the state. The lands are in the hands of the state governors. They can make provision for it. We are ready to put funds in place to help the herders rear the animal in a very, very, very polite way. We can do it, and we are going to do it. If Brazilians are doing it, if they are doing it in Holland and other places, we can do it. Yes, I hear you about the gas plant. The cash flow is a problem. We are taking revolutionary, steps to really improve our gas output, and that is why we separate gas from oil. Now, our flaring is going down, and if we can invest in the AKK, we will arrive at our destination earlier than expected. You are not wrong in making that request. It is an investment that is worth our while. It's worth our risk. But we have convulsion of needs. What is happening to electricity generation, distribution, and consumption? We have to do that in order to energize the economy. To me, I will recommend putting a committee in place to really do some follow-up on these items listed. I'll look into more details. If I continue itemizing it one by one, we might leave here until mid-break.
Direction to everything in Nigeria is crumbling Nigeria. Nigeria now, as we speak now, it's not a country. Even many people who have realized, who have insulted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu call Nigeria a zoo now, they have now acknowledged to it that zoo is far better than this country called Nigeria. Because never in the first place, we are not meant to be a one country before. But the British came because of their selfish desire, how to keep making Nigeria. They carry us together, bring Fulani from all different African countries, bring different people together and call it Nigeria. And I keep saying it since I started doing my video about this gospel, that if what is the meaning of one Nigeria in your language, tell us to know. As we speak now, no language in Nigeria that can tell us what is the meaning of Nigeria. How can you bear a child a name that does not have a meaning to the child? To the best of my knowledge, when you see people bearing a name, it could be maybe the parents pass through some hardship. Okay, you give the name to a child, you are coming to liberate the family, you are coming to wipe away the tears, you are coming to eat, you are coming, different meaning of name. But in the case of Nigeria, what is the name of Nigeria? Remember that Nigeria is not the only country. Most of the African country name were given to them because these British people give that name to them so that it will confuse them, because they were brought from different places together just to keep making them. But the moment most of these African countries realized, they changed their name. A country like Swaziland now was formerly called Swatini. Cote d'Ivoire was the name formerly called Cote d'Ivoire. Most of the African country name until they decided they know the problem. You see, most of us, we are passing through a problem. We don't know that as a result of the name given to us is our problem. Until you change that name, before you can see change. That is the situation of Nigeria. But in the case of Nigeria, it's not only changing the name. We are not meant to be a situation where you bring Fulani from different African countries, bring them together. You now want to do the worst. You hand over power to Fulani because you know that it is true Fulani you can use to keep making Nigeria. And see what he has resulted to today. As I speak to you today, yesterday Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the moment he pronounced that state policing is ready to go for state policing, which they know that this is the beginning. I've told you people that Bola Ahmed Tinubu might likely the last president of Nigeria. Many people were telling me I'm mad. I should go and sit down. Nigeria cannot be divided and all that. After, where is he going now? After the Northerners, the elite in the north, all the powerful people in the north have hit on Bola Ahmed Tinubu that he cannot walk. Bola Ahmed Tinubu have jet out of Nigeria. What is Bola Ahmed Tinubu going out of Nigeria to do? That is what you people don't know. I've told you that. I said Biafra, jubilate. The only things that you can pray now is that by the grace of God, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming out. Yes. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu finally come out, Biafra will come. They say everything works together good for them that love the Lord. Sometimes it is not the way you think things will happen, it will go. God has a way of doing it. They say when man propose, God dispose. In some of us who believe in Biafra, that Biafra is this is the way Biafra is going to come, but God's way might be different. You see the way literally God is using his way to use Bola Ahmed Tinubu to bring what we need to Nigeria. Many of us, we were shocked, we were shocked-alized. We feel disappointed that Peter Obi did not win 2023. Unknown to us, God knows what he's doing. He is the master planner. He knows the best that it is through this Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Nigeria will gradually go down. I tell you people today that even the North, who voted massively for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they never knew that through Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Nigeria is going to be divided. And this is where we're having to do. I'm glad, I'm happy, because I've been saying this thing that the only solution to Nigeria problem is divide the country. You know, of course, I've been saying two things. I said regional government or divide it. And I say, I know that my people from the north, which me and from the middle, the core north, who are causing problem in Nigeria now, they will not want regional government. They will not want it, because they know that the moment regional government comes, it will affect them. Come to look at it, monkey they walk, babu they chop. The north in now, they are not doing anything. They have used Boko Haram to destroy their region. Fulani men are also doing the same thing. They cannot go into farm. They cannot do anything. All what they do now is about politics money, how to eat money. Monkey they walk, babu they chop. They knew that the moment regional government come now, they will lose. That's why they are not kicking against it now. You know what they are using to hold Mazenam, Bola Ahmed Tinubu now? How do you expect us to pay our state policing? Who care?